All right, thank you, Kim. As the Memorial Day weekend gets underway, multiple businesses and organizations are joining together to help host a Veterans Health Fair.
Yeah, the fair is looking to bring more awareness to mental health surrounding veterans, as well as bring necessary resources for those who have served our country.
Joining us now to talk more in depth about what folks can expect for the health fair today, we have Troy King and Dr. Kevin Scott. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, this Memorial Day weekend obviously is to honor those who have fallen for our country, but this conversation about mental health, especially in veterans, such an important one, and I'm really glad to see this happening during this time because it's a conversation we rarely have.
Yeah, it's very important in our community that people is not aware of, that need to be, and this is a way that we can give that awareness to our community and honoring our veterans, not the ones that passed, but the ones that's living by servicing them.
Right.
Well, let's talk about some of the resources available at the health fair today.
Well, you know, I believe our great host here, Mr. King, can speak to that. But one thing I do want to just mention real quickly when we talk about, as you talk about mental health when it comes to veterans, some of our veterans are so recalcitrant about embracing those services through the VA because of either a bad experience, and myself personally, I have experienced that. So I make a concerted effort to reach out to my veterans and try to get them to understand that the VA has made concessions in trying to get them to serve. It's about awareness and engagement, and nothing can be more exemplified than what Mr. King is doing on today.
Do you think there's a stigma, especially with veterans?
Absolutely. I do a lot of crisis intervention training with law enforcement, and one of the questions that I ask in my training is, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of veterans? And then I'll streamline to say, well, what's the first thing you think of when you think of a Marine, which I am a combat era veteran, Marine Corps of the Persian Gulf War. And it's interesting to think that PTSD, crazy, aggressive, and not being in any way talking down on them, but that is just how they're perceived, unfortunately, much to my chagrin.
So you had asked about resources. What can we expect at the fair today?
We got gift bags for the veterans. We're giving them free haircut, free service, free food. We also have veteran vendors with different information and stuff that they might need that can help them. You know, information as far as mental health awareness. We got 2 guest speakers, someone from Ceasefire, and then we have Mr. Scott, and they're going to speak on issues that plagues the community. Also, you know, My Salon Suites is a place where we service the community. So this is a good place to where we can service the community in Dearborn.
What would you say to a veteran who may be watching and knows that they need help, but he or she is just so hesitant to come out and just, you know, come to the health fair?
That is an excellent question, because so many veterans feel that way. What I would say to my fellow veteran is that, first of all, you're never alone. We take it to heart that we never leave a veteran behind. I don't care what you're going through, you're not alone. I don't care what you're suffering through, you're not alone. You never have to suffer in silence, not just as a veteran, but as anyone in general, because I know that silent trauma that stays suppressed and is not receiving treatment or services that is due can just manifest into some very deleterious maladaptive behaviors. And let's be real, unfortunately, suicide is still a major issue in our veterans.
And I think, and forgive me if I'm wrong here, but it seems to me like an event like this, because talking about mental health and then actually providing the resources and having some place to go, 2 different things. And maybe if a veteran is watching this, they might think, well, he's going to be there. He's going to be there. Other veterans just like me, maybe that provides some kind of security and maybe a safer space.
Absolutely. 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 I'm so honored to be here. I can't thank Mr. King enough because I am one of those veterans, for full transparency, who loathed the VA at one point in time, who didn't want to go get my services because I didn't think they understood what I was going through. But then another fellow veteran spoke to me, took the time to hear me, and then eventually my barriers receded.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in this morning. Really appreciate your time. We had the information there on your screen, but again, the health fair, the mental health fair starts at 11 o'clock this morning, and where at?
Dearborn at My Salon Suites. The address is 16201 Ford Road. Suite 123. It's going to be a great event. We're going to have a great time.
Awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. All right, well, switching gears, do you think you have what it takes to embark on a thrilling journey of piecing together clues to uncover hidden destinations?
Maybe